I think that's for you.
Okay.
Yes.
When it was on hold. Yes.
Yeah. Just waste a lot of the time. So guys, first of all, let me wonder. Okay, correct. Because they want me to follow a certain protocol. Okay. So, all right. So first of all, I appreciate you guys giving me this time. Really, really, totally. The reason why I'm doing this is I'm taking the class. It's called Doctorate in Business Administration 712, which is creativity at workplace and blah, blah, blah. So we are doing a focus group. You know, everybody in the class choose a focus group, what they're going to do, what they're going to research, and then find people to interview them. Okay. These are your own answer. You know, you don't have to go in detail, whatever. You can write whatever you want. I'll watch it and make sure I put it all together. Respond the way you would think. Mine, as you can see, I'm doing on enhancing remote team collaboration strategies. So that's what this form is all about. And the question that you're going to see there, it's all about, you know, them asking and the play creative answer anywhere you want. So you keep on going, but you'll see question 1, right? Yeah. So you're just going to write whatever you think on that. That's it. Yeah. That's pretty much what you're going to say.
Stands was like,
Yeah. Yeah. You know, yeah. One second. So, anyway, really, anyway, it comes in here. Really, anything that comes in here, I cannot, right. Okay. So that's pretty much what, yeah. So before you do that, though, there's a requirement for me to deal with it. So before you even do that, this is my university, and they want every single one of you guys to kind of fill this consent form. Research, study, focus group, challenge, organization, creativity. All right. So they want you first to agree. We're doing this at the school because this is going to go directly to my school. Okay. They're going to send it to them, and they'll say, so I'm going to start with Mariam. So Mariam will say, for instance, here, I agree, and it'll go next. And it'll ask you a few questions. So you're going to answer that.
First, last thing.
Yeah. So whatever it's asking you, then we'll move on. Thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it. Thanks. So, but just so you know, the camera is stepping that. So, stepping what we're doing and for a whole hour.
So would they email address, which one or what?
Whatever you want, whichever you want. But I personally like to put my personal one.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm doing my personal one. I don't like. Yeah. So So it's a really good class, and mine is pretty much like on a remote. So as you can see, in enhancing remote team collaboration.
What is the facilitators link?
Oh, that's me. So that's Roger Muntu. Yeah, that's me. Yeah. So pretty much here, remote collaboration is the process by which geographic distance, right, is removed. The way we've been working, especially when during the pandemic, post collaboration were made. We'll do the teams we're using, so all this thing, and how the collaboration was made with those kind of things, right? For so many, facilitate communication and productivity among dispersed team, which we were, right? Wherever we are, Dia was in New York, we were here, it was too. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Sometimes this map thing, right there, yeah. And I think, so let's create a worker like this, so yeah. All right. So yeah, so set up. So we started at what time? So maybe 1:45. So, and so to see quelqu'un à fan, on him by. Yeah, right. What do you want? I want them to do. If you want, we can go after this. If you have time, me too. Yeah. Well, you took your time.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, because I have time to go get something to eat.
Well, there's probably not applicable.
Yes, it's not applicable. You just do not because.
I don't know why. Okay.
All right. So,
done?
Yeah, done. Till we can go next. Thank you. Telling you the next one.
I think I have to refresh the page because it's.
Oh, it's on the thing.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah. The refresh the page or here could I talk it good.
aspect of collaboration to find almost challenging and a little more
fair for you to write whatever you want.
that's
Street Valley Uncle only some.
listen. It's
Los, which one is it? Which one is it? Is it number 2?
this what aspect of collaboration do you plan?
So fetch down time.
Yeah, I'm
Can't stop writing.
What?
If I takes over and I can go, that's everything for us.
So sorry, my camera died. So we fixed it. We're gonna go back again. We fixed it after we did a lot. All right. So please don't fall. Okay. All right. I hope it's gonna. Jacques, can you raise your hand? Good. I see. All right. Good. That's good. All right. So I'm sorry. I'm coming back to we got cut off for a moment. But coming back to what Marianne was saying. So you say it's more challenging working from home, right? Than being here
From
remotely,
here,
right?
from here, then home.
Oh, okay. Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay.
From here,
Yeah.
then home. Myself,
Yeah.
I'm not talking about everybody.
Yeah.
To me, it's easy for me to do my work and do everything I want to do home better than here.
So you actually.
Kindly, nicely, and
So you think remote collaboration is better than actually joining it in here, being here, correct? Shep, what do you think?
Well, I will answer your question. So based on what I've
Totally.
there. So for instance, for the first question, first of all, it's a wee bit like exam. Is it? You know, I was like,
Yeah, you guys haven't been at school in a long time. That's why.
not me.
You have now been at school in a long
No, things that were just coming on top of my head, you know. So it's not deep, it's not profound thoughts. And so, for instance, to the first question, I said, that, you know, working remotely was, of course, very new, very challenging for us. I've never done that before prior to the COVID-19 pandemic. I've never done that in my career. I mean, I've worked in Mauritius, in Paris, in London, so I've never done that before. So that was quite, what that was very new to me, really, very challenging, and but still, we were able to make it. You know, for instance, hosting a TV show remotely. I mean, I myself, at the beginning, I thought, no, that would not be possible. But then, you know, at some point, I was able to set up a kind of a home TV studio, a booth for the sound or whatever, you know, to record the audios, which was basically my closet.
Exactly.
You know, it's like, you have to improvise and you have to.
You have to be creative. That's actually good. Improvise, and you talking about creativity. That's what we do in this class. That's the title of this class. Is creativity as well. So talk about with also ideas.
I think working remotely actually does help creativity. I felt that during at the very beginning. I felt that I was working something when I come outside, and the way we did it. I mean, it was, to me, that was new, but very innovative, very creative. But then, of course, there is always a downside to it all. You know, not being present physically in the studio, the right studio, I mean. Although, you know, even here we have technical issues and all sorts of probably when I was working, I don't have less right technical issues.
yeah. But at some point, what I like the most with the remodeling, I forgot to say that, you know, when you start doing the recording, especially in the summertime, you heard those people cutting grass coming off. And yes, I mean, so then the timeline is short.
That's challenging.
You you have to be done, finished with your work, and it's not. Sometimes I remember when I used to work, you know, living right on one apartment close to the PG Mall. Twice I went to Yale with the guy who used. And I went to the office and told him, because I'm working home, you guys need to do that. Because of that, they changed the
time so they can accommodate you.
And the morning time it was no.
Right. Right.
So
So you say
to sum it up, what I'm saying that as I've put it here, working remotely was during the pandemic. That was new and exciting because, as you were saying, we kind of became quite creative during that period of time. There were things that we thought we would never be able to do, but we've been able to accomplish.
yeah.
Absolutely. And the downside was not being physically present in the studio, radio or TV.
Why is that a downside?
I don't know, when I was older, I was able to, for instance, host the daily newscasts, TV, and even the radio too. To me, there was something missing. Even the appearance of it. When I looked at it,
You're feeling that something is not
yeah,
the quality
the quality, yeah.
of you're looking for.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
So that's given.
yes, to me, yeah, and I thought, yeah, coming back to the studio, yeah, as far as hosting
Hosting
live
that was a downside.
programs
Yeah.
is concerned, yeah, I would.
Can have internet issue,
Exactly.
internet issue. Sometimes the internet stop working.
Not working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jay, what about you? What's the most challenging working with?
Consider that I started working remotely before the pandemic started because I went to New York and for 9 months I was basically working by myself, but I had to communicate with my team every day, really on a daily basis. So I had to figure out how to make that happen, doing my job like for the first part of the day with my team in DC, then in the afternoon focusing on the job that I was doing on the ground by myself. So basically, when the pandemic started, I had all the tools that I needed to
Graduates, yeah.
voice my packages and my packages. I was really ready for that. So when it happened, I figured, we're just staying at home for a month. And little did I know that it was going to last for like 12
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I was sort of ready for that. But there are, like, for me, challenges working at home in New York, small apartments, noise.
Yeah.
It
And in New York, it can get noisy, right?
gets really noisy. During the pandemic, people were sort of wild.
Yeah.
It was a very sad, time. That is immediately. But then I moved to Brooklyn and it was crazy. It was like salsa, merengue, I'm trying to record something
That's right.
very serious.
Yeah.
I remember there were days you were saying that you could not record. If you had to,
People also, it was not just me adjusting. It's also some of my supervisor understanding what my life looks like because for them it's not the same. So when you don't work in the same city, it's not about the pandemic or the fact that you are remote. It's just that, like, your reality is different.
Actually, I forgot that New York part. But
Yeah,
then,
New York too.
yeah, I was in New York, but probably when I was there, I did not really consider it as working remotely because I was using the studios there for radio,
Right.
TV, and I have access to talent, and so everything was on there. So whatever I was recording, it was on there. And then here they could have access to it. So that's why probably I did not think about that. That's a good idea. Yes.
Also, when I had a baby,
Yeah.
it was no pandemic. Nobody was, even thinking about
I would think
it up. So the job gave me the opportunity to stay home. At least it was not too long, but it was like a couple weeks. So I had to, work with the teams
Yes.
from home, do my interview, cleaning and everything, with answers that like everybody is going to, with that. Instead it didn't. But like I'm saying, the biggest challenge is the communication. Why you guys don't see each other? Like a daily early morning meeting, people, we be yelling sometimes for no reason. I don't see you, you don't see me, so what is the issue? Not because of a little thing, we're going to keep sending email all day. That's frustrating.
That's actually a person.
If I may add,
It doesn't make sense.
if I may, working actually from home was like it was never ending. I don't know. That was my feeling. When never ending, it was at least like it was work all day long, all night. You were there always checking your emails, even if you were done. something which I was not doing before. Yes, working in the office. Once I'm done, I'm out of here. I'm done. I won't even check my email.
Yeah.
I will.
Kind of you were checking what you.
Yeah, and then the place that I was working at, my place. Every time I was walking by, it became a mental issue. It was like as if this is work. I was close to my kitchen, and
It was a lot of breaking news to
Yeah.
you also.
Yeah.
A lot of breaking news.
yeah, but then it was a mental thing as well. I mean, I think, and then at some point I thought, oh, I want to stay far from.
Yeah.
It is my place, but
When you like at midnight, it's like, oh, I'm still at work.
yeah,
And
Sometimes I just work
operating remotely, you have to make a very strong commitment of separating your professional life with your personal life. You have to be very strict on the hours that you give yourself for work. And, like I said, just understand that when you're done, basically. Disconnect for real. And that's difficult because during the pandemic, they also asked us, oh, download this on your personal phone, download this on the computer. And you keep receiving requests or voices, audio, and
it's constant. Yeah, and directly as it's still.
late at night.
saying, oh, I need a voice. And you were like, oh, guys, well, I've been off for the past hours. I don't feel like coming back to work. And sometimes when the pandemic eased off a little bit and we're able to, dine outside in restaurants, I remember I would find myself at the terrace and someone called me from work and say, oh, can you voice that? And I will have to explain that, no, actually, I'm actually at the restaurant. And the question would be, when are you coming back? And I said, well, I don't know, maybe 11 p.m. And then I'll go.
But let me add to and we talked about the challenges, right? But let's talk about some successful strategies or practices that you guys also observed during the that you observe or the work has implemented, for instance, to foster effective
First, I think sometimes
something that really worked for you.
yeah, the way you can be helping yourself to learn how to work with all those different equipment by yourself.
Software.
Even unplugging,
Okay.
how to fix and the microphone on this and that for yourself, and how to, because myself I used to produce the radio and the web TV. So which is when I was reading my paper, I have to make sure that I have a form, to do the video shoot and everything. But the job had to send somebody to me in my house first.
That was a positive.
Yeah, for like a 4 hour
For training, right?
with a blue room or green room.
Yeah.
To fix I got all those equipment in my house. With the
So it's kind of like
two different computers, microphone.
wow. So let's set it up.
I still have it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now-
So
I did not get that.
yeah.
Thank God we have in this focus room.
After that, they sent it to me, everything. And I remember my supervisor teams, shipped the professional microphone.
Yeah, I think I saw comments that when you use those professional things, the image was amazing.
Yes.
It's like day and night. Yeah.
But they had to train
Train you, yeah.
Yes.
So that's a positive.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Gilly? Any positive, anything that's successful strategies that you've seen?
Honestly, I would say that all the tools, like technology tools and technical skills, and all of those. So this was just an opportunity to
Use them on.
use those skills on a daily basis. Yeah. So I guess that's positive. But on a personal level, I learned to completely disengage when people are getting upset. I just take a step back because it allows me, not being with people allows me to actually see sort of the situation from above. I'm like, oh, someone is upset, so maybe then I should cool,
On something soon.
And the good thing about it, you do 3-on-1. Because I was my own host, I was my own leader, I was my own technician.
Wow.
Yes.
by myself.
Yeah.
So to me, that was amazing.
Yeah. I'm taking that as lifetime learning. Right.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
And I think I would go with that same technological aspect.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I did not get all that kind of equipment that you got,
Mm.
but I was proud that I was able to do it by myself. And I really like, for instance, I had my TV, but I had to find the best way to have the camera to take the background.
Mm.
I went on YouTube and got the VOA whatever, background. And so I set it up,
Right.
and I think it looked quite good. So I think this is something that I'm kind of proud of, and and it was very good training.
How things now that it was hard.
Because I used to produce 3 different shows a day, by myself, 30 minutes each. So I did that for like 4.5 months.
Funny I'm wow. What we were talking, I guess it was off camera, how about the remote job now, how people not working from home and things like that. What are the factors that contributed to building trust, engagement, and sense of community in remote teams, right? I'll explain myself. This was new to so many of us, right? Like in America, but what do we have to do to build trust among us, our supervisors, somebody's working from home, our colleagues, if you're working from home, you need to trust you as a colleague, that you actually doing your job. What are the factors that we had to?
I think the trust element, first of all, got to come from the supervisors. Because I mean, they can see what we are doing on the daily, and then if they see that these team members are delivering the goods, so of course, we should trust them. Working from home, it's not that if they go with that kind of mindset, thinking, oh, these people are working from home and they are not doing much, and
It's just a really bad side that way.
yeah, and I have to say, at some point, even directly, we were we could hear that kind of comments. And that's why at some point there was this, big push to bring all of us back, because there was this trust issue from us.
That's why I thought,
As we were doing the job.
It was incredible. People, it was
Sure, it's a trust issue. I
Wait
think
a-
the personal preference of some managers to just have people around, and probably also pressure coming from their manager to show that, oh, there are people actually in the building. Look, people are working.
because I can see what you're saying, because work was being done.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's where I actually want, like, the point that I want to emphasize, that in some jobs, you don't have an obligation to show results at the end of the day. You can, for example, work on a project for an entire month and then progress at your rhythm. Nobody's asking you, like, what did you do today? Or you don't have to show a result at the end of the day. But in our job, like when you have 2 packages to produce, your package needs to be in a live show. Then people will know if you did not do your work. It will
because the
be
text came from somewhere, which is into I agree with them.
There's a proof.
Everything is on the table.
Our job actually allows us to send that trust easily because, well, here is what you gave me to do, and here is what I've done at the end of the day. You can go online and see that I've done the report.
It's complete.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. I mean, we are getting trust just by showing what
you're gonna
work. So now this has got to come from the supervisors, the managers, and all that. But I think communication definitely is very important.
That's what I
To manage more trust if you want. I mean, if the supervisor wants to know what I'm up to, just give a call or FaceTime or Teams. And I think we've been using all these tools all the time during.
And I'm glad you actually also on say with me. Tools, Marianne, I'm coming to you. He's talking about tools, right? Those technology that was actually supporting the remote, right? TM2 collaboration, all the platforms like Teams, meetings, interviews, any of those that. How did you like them? Personally,
First of all,
and I'm sorry,
It was a little hard for me.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was about to say. Even me, like I don't think I've learned teams,
Especially with
learned
especially with teams.
Yeah.
Because when we first moved from here to home or the remote, it's hard for you to get somebody from teams to do the interview.
right.
The line, the CEO, I don't know at the beginning if it was an internet issue, but it's hard for you. When you call people, they probably might not hear you or you probably might not hear them, which has happened to me more than 2-3 times because you can't be able to do anything. Before they choose to give a new phone from work, then you can be able to have more media to do your things, to manage, to do your interview. Because there's no way you can do it with one phone. You always need somebody on one line and do the recording on the other one. So first they was telling us, call people and just click on the recording from Teams. I didn't know how to do that. Because if done like that, it only worked.
But he was figuring out how to do the thing.
Time.
Yeah, the technology guys, who are supposed to explain to you how to use this thing, they were figuring it out at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
And look, that's not an issue.
Right.
Because Teams, of course, was the tool that, Voice of America, who was like GM then, wanted us to use as we pandemic. Zoom at some point became Zoom was very popular as well. But I think, it'd be difficult at the beginning, but at some point we got used to it, and now it's become it's so easy to use Teams.
At the time, the easy way was to use
Email?
WhatsApp.
Oh, what's up?
But
That's good. Yeah.
my teams, the supervisor would not allow us to do that because I think they say it was not legal. Because you cannot do that. But that was the easy way for me to do it because you send it questions, they will give you the answer. The way you send it, they give it to you. Then you transfer everything back to your email before you put it back in your cell phone and start working to put it together.
That's great. Yeah.
But at that point, they block us and at the moment because it was not allowed to. So it was making things kind of crazy.
As far as I'm concerned, I think during the working remotely during the pandemic, did push me to use these tools more effectively. Of course, we're using Skype before. I did use Zoom on the personal basis, so communicating with friends and all that. And then during the pandemic, I realized that we could even do team bonding. Do you remember?
That's right. That's right.
Happy hour. WhatsApp or FaceTime. Or Zoom, So yes, we've used them for work, but we could also use them to do team bonding or do happy hours with friends or family or whatever.
Fine.
I remember during the pandemic at the end of the year, I was doing Christmas and New Year with my family live on
What was so good about it?
Yeah.
And that time,
Yeah.
it was a lot of new baby. And they not on my side. I went there.
I'm not aware.
Just need a new little baby. Oh my God. There you go. It's one congregation.
I have probably to mention live view there. Of course, you've used that before the pandemic. I used it. You've used it before the pandemic when we were going at it. Well, but then hosting the show, the TV Newscast, this is what I was using. But then, I got used to it more. And then you learn how to do prompter remotely and all that. You download that. You can see that you could do that on your phone. So, I mean, we've learned so much. I thought I'm good, and I do that you... That's your cell.
I think, Tim, and just to add to what Gilly was saying, even the technical people, they could want to learn.
Yeah. And during that pandemic, I realized something, which is I feel so sorry. That was a human style. We lost so many co-workers and all different divisions. That was a sad part. When us, they always come in to you, help you, talking, chill out, and and you saw the passing away and stuff. That was sad.
That was just,
That was sad.
And if I may say so, of course we should, today's world, go for work from home, work remotely. But still at some point, let's say post-pandemic, we don't have that problem anymore. I think even then, there should be that kind of face-to-face meeting with colleagues, even if it is just once, I don't know, 6 months. I'm not talking about us because we are going to meet more frequently. But let's say for people here in this building, human resources, these
so many companies have gone 100%.
100% remote. Yeah, exactly. Just last week, I met a friend, and he was telling me that he's been working for a company for just at the start of the pandemic. So it's been what now, more than 3 years. He's never met his colleagues face to face, and he's going to do that this weekend. And he's so excited about it. Wow, getting together in Atlanta
For the first time.
and I could see how excited he was. And at some point he was telling me, Jacques, in a way, you should feel blessed because, you've been able to go to work and you met your colleagues. But, I've been waiting to do that for eon.
And we missed that.
So then I realized it is important.
That's because it's been working from home, because after a while,
I know.
It's a good balance.
A good one.
Yeah. Or working in person at the office, because with the quality of like how bonding with people, it's not the same. Like, for example, I would not think every day of like calling you, but if I see you at your desk, I will show at your desk.
Sure.
And looks like TV.
and do probably the roles. I was this technically, I feel like I want
I was like, so for example, actually shows that you can work more home than you do at work, because at work there are like too many distractions, like people talking, someone doing
something, yeah. It distracts you a little bit.
has to just pitch in this lane or run to this studio. While when you're at work, it's like you're really able to coordinate or map out your entire day when you know your assignments. And when you're at the office, you don't know what the day has in store, basically.
Yeah, the social side too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right. And then come with that.
Like a birthday.
Yeah.
We always
Meet
meet together, we
right.
play with African, different kind of activities.
Yeah.
We start
Going on.
with the parties and stuff.
Right.
So I used to miss all of that, and that's the part, you cannot replace it.
Yeah. And that's
So sometimes you go back with all of you. Remember last time I was telling you some of the videos?
yeah.
So you have to go to refresh your memory,
Refresh your memory.
check all the videos and stuff, and laugh by this. It make it fun.
Wow. Guys, we can talk about this all day. You guys are just awesome. This is awesome. You guys are fire up. We could go for 2 hours. I wish we could answer 2 hours. But my last question is, I thank you so much for your personal experiences that we're sharing and all that. What can be done to make remote collaboration better? What should be done? What should be done to make team collaboration?
I think again, more communication, effective communication.
Okay.
That kind of respect, even remotely, amongst colleagues or supervisors or managers, and have this trust. Because you mentioned that earlier. I think this is probably one of the vital things to have more effective collaborative work remotely, and I think we've proved it. We've been able to do it. More communication and effectiveness. It's just trust each other. That your supervisor can trust the team members, thinking that they are doing the work, but they're being productive. We can see it, it's out there, and and then if we can in a way do that kind of team bonding from time to time, as you were saying, and that kind of balance, that I think that would improve.
That would improve the
Yeah.
absence.
I think I read something like pick up your phone and just ask, remove the guesswork out of it because you're trying to get.
Kitchen.
Yeah.
Come back to that. Yeah.
I also feel like having video meetings help. It shouldn't be mandatory for people to put their video on. When it's possible, it's a good idea. Because I notice in our meetings that sometimes you're not sure of the tone of what was said, while you can actually guess the tone when you see the facial expression.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So,
That's a difference. But that's why, it's also part of we human beings. So we want face-to-face meeting. And so now this kind of technology is allowing us to have video calls. Yes, I would agree with that.
I agree with that. Facial expression is different. When somebody says something, you don't know what tone it is in.
That's why it's communicated. Yeah, then for that out.
Yeah.
And also, I think it will be better to give them more
Flexibility?
yes,
Okay.
on the workflow,
Okay.
and then provide more equipment for people.
Right, more equipment for people to do that. Wow. Guys, I want to thank
Training.
Yeah, I want to thank you all so
Well,
much.
I guess AI will change all of that.
So we're still not.
So don't forget, the people, don't forget 100% of what.
like, talk, it will be obsolete.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll have to adapt. Or specialize, actually.
Yeah.
We'll have to
It was not only a work, and even in the
What you mean on AI?
Yes,
Yeah.
because AI will be able to do a lot. So when we will notice that, definitely artificial intelligence is not capable of doing this one well, then we'll specialize in others.
That's not a good talk. I'm not for that.
I was still on that. It's coming. Yeah, I remember that with the children.
Yeah.
When the pandemic started, teenagers started on the online school. For my daughter, the first time it was not easy at all. She keeps saying it was boring and boring. Now she just don't want to go to school. She want to do everything else.
Oh.
So maybe eventually Mariam would not have to come to the studio here. They will have your image already. You just need to insert the script, and your face will appear just like natural, like it's really you, like we were seeing you in the studio. So then everybody probably will have to work remotely. Have anything.
Oh, I was like,
I mean, I like to work for me.
yeah, when I have to shoot, I don't play with my makeup and stuff like that because it's not me physically. I'm providing something for some kind of distribution.
He is a product.
Yeah. So I always have to make sure that
That product is
yeah,
well done.
I fix my image before I put my little time face on the screen.
Right.
So I didn't play with that.
Yeah. But I think that would make for a theme, next theme for you.
Next thing, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, will be our next thing I do with you guys. I'll keep that in mind. I'm going to write it down. Thank you for participating, and thank you for your valuable insight and contribution. I really appreciate it. And I'm sure I got all your forms, and you guys put all your recommendation and findings and all that. That the discussion is great. It's on the tape, even though we got cut off on the tape for like a good 10, 15 minutes. We're going to have an hour and a half. I encourage you guys to stay engaged for further conversation, especially on AI, because I'll come back to get you guys on that one. And, especially on how to enhance remote team collaboration, as we say. Thank you so very much for your time.
As well, and this is not happy.
I'm going to get all your answers. Yeah, I need to stop my recording. All right.